Tim, so Rugby League on for May 28, but as always, there's plenty of drama swirling around. How realistic is this?
Well, look, it's perspective, isn't it, Annalise? And I've been watching your program with interest over the past 20 minutes or so, and I saw the graphs and the international comparisons, and I think that that's where perspective needs to sit here. Look, Peter Vlandys, I've had a chat with him this morning. He wanted to stress a few things. When they stopped the game, the infection rate was around 22-odd%. It was 1-odd% yesterday. They're putting all the biosecurity measures in place. They are looking for 7 weeks' time, where we're hearing government say as well, if we keep going the way we're going, I think everyone's playing their part in this very important situation we find ourselves in, that we will be in a better place by then. So that's May 27. I think it is realistic, it's pragmatic. If you said to me, Tim, can we get Madison Square going for Garden going for some basketball? Well, no, of course you wouldn't. New York's in a very different position, as is Italy and the Premier League in England. You wouldn't even consider getting those sports back up and going right at the moment. But here in Australia, if it's tracking the way it is, and I know that they in constant talks with government, I can see no problem. Obviously there'll be no crowds, and some people don't like that. I actually didn't mind it. I want crowds back, but after a few minutes in, with my son sitting next to me, I quite enjoyed listening to what they had to say on the field.
Yeah, and I know everyone's really missing their sport right now, especially at a time when we're all sitting at home. Can you talk me through this island idea? I've seen a lot of references to it. Are they literally talking about putting rugby teams on an island?
I think it's been one of those brainstorming sessions, you know, Annalise, where you sit with your friends and you go through 1,000 ideas, and some of them work, some of them don't. Well, look, I think what we're going to see in the end is the competition will be in Sydney. Look, it's going to be slightly problematic for those teams outside of Sydney, but they're hoping that within a few weeks' time things will be even relaxed more, where borders will reopen again and life goes on as normal. So they're sort of looking at a period of time of about 2 to 3 weeks where all the teams will be domiciled in Sydney, and they'll follow all the strict biosecurity and get on and play some football. You'll see probably one venue used a lot, or 1 or 2 venues used a lot. And look, I personally can't see any reason why this can't happen.
What would happen with the TV deal in that situation?
Yeah, well, there's high drama, isn't there? There was a massive drama yesterday when Channel 9 came out with that statement and basically said, you've squandered all the money, it's all gone down the river, we gave you a $50 million loan, and the money wasn't spent well there. So they timed their run beautifully yesterday, and look, it's hard to argue with what a lot of they had to say in that release, basically, because NRL over the last few years fiscally, and this is highlighted right now, has not been managed well. Now, Peter Vlandys has only been in this role for a few months. That's where his strong suit is, basically Racing New South Wales. Everyone thinks of the Everest and where they are and how good it is, but it was more his due diligence, his accountancy background, his finance that put Racing New South Wales into good shape to be one of the #1 jurisdictions in the world now. So that's one thing that he is going to be an amazing asset to have going forward for the NRL. I don't know about Todd Greenberg though, because that probably hasn't been his strong suit. He's very good in front of the camera and he's got all the personality, but they need someone, and I'm sure that all the stakeholders will want someone in that job who's going to be more along the lines of the economics, the fiscal policies and so on. In contrast to the AFL, where Channel 7 is looking to extend its deal. So it's an interesting space. That's where all the money comes from, pretty much, particularly in our winter football codes, are these rich TV deals.
Absolutely, and I think everyone's going to need some kind of light relief this winter. Tim Gilbert, thank you for your time.
Yeah, and Annalise, just lightening the load slightly at Easter time. I know we're very serious. I'm going to cryovac. Mark, Jessup and I, the cameraman, we're going to cryovac these and send them down to the nation's capital for you and the team.
Oh, thank you. We'll have to put them in a tub of hand sanitizer, but I do appreciate the gesture. Thank you, Tim Gilbert.